On Instagram. Hello, everyone on Facebook and YouTube and Periscope and wherever else we are live right now. Wanted to jump in here and get you guys all set up with live Q&A. So this was an impromptu live Q&A for everyone. Got a lot of questions coming in for the new auto trading platform for Elite. So I'm going to be talking through as many of these questions as humanly possible. That's going to be the goal for me today with you guys. So if you just want to bear with me and go through this with us together, if you have any questions, you can add them into the chat here. I'll just bounce back and forth as long as I possibly can. And I've got my awesome tea here ready to go. So I'll just bounce back and forth with questions as fast as I can on both platforms. So you can just add them into the chat here. First main couple questions in here, and I guess I'll just address these first couple ones too. So number one is, and this is I think an interesting one that I just want to get out there because there's so many questions that we're getting now, like, can I do this? Can I do that? Can I do this? Can I do that? And I would encourage you to watch the demo and watch the Q&As that we've done on it before, watch the videos that we have posted on it to see what it can and can't do right now. But if there is something that you don't see that the platform does at this exact moment, that doesn't mean that we can't add it in the future if it's possible. Somebody did ask in one of the demos, they're like, can it order Domino's pizza for me? I'm like, no, it can't order Domino's pizza, but add it to the wish list. I don't know, maybe in the future it could do that. But I think the thing that a lot of people are getting stuck on right now is like, oh, if it can't do this one specific thing, then it's not useful. And I think, wow, how narrow the trading must be that you need one specific thing in order for it to be useful, that maybe it doing something else is not, helpful for you. So I'd encourage you, add your suggestions to the wish list. If we can grant those wishes, we can, we will. So there's a lot of things that we've even added in to the platform just from the demos that we've done in the last, month and a half that we've done with everyone. So that would be the first thing. So that's the first thing. The platform is ever evolving. It's never stagnant, never constant, constantly stale. We're going to keep pushing updates. And the beautiful thing about doing this as a web-based platform is that we don't have to require you to download the new updated version of the platform, right? You can basically have the platform updated essentially every time that you log into to Option Alpha. There's a new version of the platform and it's ready to go, okay? First question here is, what's included in Elite Lifetime? So I'll just go through a list of questions unless they start throwing questions in there. You guys start throwing questions in there. By the way, the wish list is over at optionalpha.com/wishlist. Optionalpha.com/wishlist. It's where all the ideas are. You can see things that are in development and on the roadmap. So things that people have suggested that we've said, yeah, that's cool. Let's plan that. Let's throw that on the roadmap. That's where that goes. So what's included in Elite Lifetime? Inside of your Elite Lifetime membership, you obviously get instant access to everything we have now currently for Elite members. This means all the coaching calls, all the strategy calls that we've done, Q&As that we've done, all the paid research that we do, that all goes in there and is included in that. You get access to the current backtester. Just remember, that's the legacy backtester. We've obviously updated it. You can see it on the new demo if you haven't there before. And so the old backtester does not have the new data. The new backtester has the new data and the new functionality. So that's going to be included as well. But most importantly, when you upgrade to Elite Lifetime, you get lifetime access at the Elite level moving forward. And that's included in your membership. And I'll talk about this for a second because I think this is an important point too. The reason that we're doing this strategically as a business, we're doing this lifetime ending of lifetime, which we said it was going to come. And the reason that we're now transitioning over to just reoccurring monthly subscriptions after this is because now that we have decided to build out this auto trading platform and launch this thing, that requires a massive cost and investment in data, servers, additional, team members to help out with support, right? Developers, whatever. So moving forward, we have to have everybody that's not an Elite Lifetime person paying on a monthly recurring basis because it's paying for access to the software. So what we're asking people to do and what the offer is right now is basically is like, look, if you commit to us and you commit upfront in full, right? Or in payment plans or whatever, then we're committing to you that you're going to help us through this beta period and give us your feedback and suggestions and understand that we're adding and improving the platform as we get to the public launch period. That's why we're doing this little trade-off, because that helps us build up our war chest even bigger than it already is, so that we have a massive runway for developing the platform and launching the platform and getting new users on board. Does that make sense? So that's why we're doing it. This is like the business strategic reason. This is also why we're going to go into beta mode for a couple months and just work with elite lifetime members to get your feedback, your suggestions, grant as many wishes as we could possibly grant. You know, you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to do that with your bots. Like, we're going to try to grant as many wishes as we possibly can to make sure that this platform exceeds all your expectations, which I think it will. Okay. By the way, if you're adding your questions in here, I'll just continue to get as many of these as possible. I'll just bounce back and forth as much as I possibly can. Am I on here live? Hello, Instagram. Oh, do I have to push this? I don't even know if I'm on here live. Huh. I guess I'm not on Instagram. All right, it is what it is. Next one up. Are there any payment plans available for Elite Lifetime? Yes. You can split this up into a 2-pay, 3-pay, 4-pay. Shoot us an email. It's in all the emails. It's in all the emails, all the links. But if you need the links for the payment plans, you can split up into 2 payments, 3 payments, or 4 payments. I get it. I understand. If you want to split it up that way, that's cool. Just shoot us an email, team@OptionAlpha. Okay. Next one up, and then I'll get to some of the questions in the list. By the way, if I skip your question in the list, it's not that I don't love you. I'm going to come back and get to it. We have questions coming in from all the different social networks right on this platform right here, so I can see the different ones, and I'm going to bounce back and forth and answer as many of them as I can, okay? So next question is, if I'm a new trader, is this for me? I'll answer this one pretty directly too. I've told a lot of people this isn't for them. So that's the first thing. I've emailed a lot of people. Our team has emailed a lot of people and said, this is not for you. You should skip it. Most of those people who have emailed in that we said it's not for you, they've openly said, like, I do not want to trade stocks. I have no interest in trading options. Should I use this? And the answer to that question is always no. So if you don't have any interest in trading stocks or options, you have no interest in doing it in the future, of course, please do not upgrade and get this, because a tool that's just going to sit that you're not going to use serves you no purpose. If you have an interest in doing stocks or options, I think it is a tool that will help you out tremendously. That's why I'm so passionate about it. So if you are a newbie trader, this is why I think newbie traders are going to benefit so much from this, because it keeps you consistent, keeps you focused. It doesn't let you get emotional with your trading. I think that alone allows you the flexibility to now focus and hone your craft when you get started, versus coming in there like a gunslinger, which is what I see a lot of newbie traders doing. They log in and they just shoot trades all over the place trying to find their way. Why not at least try to backtest a trade, right? Backtest a strategy and then implement a strategy with 5% of your account and get into a consistent and mechanical rhythm with trading. So that's where I think it helps out. All right, let me try to grab as many of these as I can in the chat here. What's the best broker for auto trading? So right now we're connected with Thinkorswim. Let's talk about brokers. We're connected with Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade. What Schwab and Thinkorswim have both told us is that when the Schwab TD merger goes through, Schwab customers should have access to this, but we don't know when that's going to happen, when they're going to complete their merger and have the links and all the emails be able to be logged in on both ends. But that is the eventual case. We do have a signed agreement with TradeStation, which opens us up to about 120 countries around the world. So if you're in Brazil, Mexico, Australia, Indonesia, the Philippines, Germany, Spain, the UK, I mean, it's crazy, a number of countries. We do not yet have Canada. The best bet for Canada is going to be Tastyworks. We're almost at the finish line, hopefully, with Tastyworks, going back and forth on legal. We do not have a signed agreement yet. I'm very hopeful that we will have one in the future, and they will be an integration partner with us for auto trading, but it's not there yet. And then we also have Tradier. So we've signed agreements with Tradier, which is another big broker as well that you can use. And once that integration is ready to go, we'll throw that up there. So ultimately, it doesn't matter who you use. It's up to you, whatever one you like to use best. We just want to be the auto trading provider for you. Does that help out? Someone's like, I want your shirt. We're going to be doing some shirt giveaways this coming month. So be on the lookout for that. If I have multiple brokers, am I able to use the bots at the same time? The answer to the question is yes. So if you have your one login with Option Alpha and you connect your TD Ameritrade account and then you connect your TradeStation account, you can have bots traded at each of those different brokers from the one Option Alpha login. So the rule here is one login per broker that you get. Like you don't get two different logins for two different TD Ameritrade accounts. That being said, put all of your accounts under one login. So if you have an IRA and you have a margin account at TD Ameritrade, as long as they're associated under one login, you can trade some bots on the IRA, some bots in the margin account. Does that make sense? Does that help out? Okay, cool. Someone's like, where can I purchase the Option Alpha gear? You can't purchase it. We're going to send out some swag, not shirts. No shirts go out to elite members, but we're sending out swag boxes once we get the actual, like, physical boxes are still on back order to get those out to you guys. How long does it take beginners to learn how to use a platform and trade? Well, one, I think that trading should be an ongoing educational process anyway. Like I'm still learning as a trader. Hopefully you still are, right? So this should never end. I think that the learning curve on the platform is not that steep. One, because we'll have a lot of training and tutorials. We did a 3-day masterclass this week on it, which should help out tremendously if you can watch that. But then two, we have a lot of templates that you will have access to that give you at least the starting basics of a strategy, and then you can use that to build upon. So that's really cool. Like templates to me are completely the future of this entire industry because you have the ability to now take a strategy and replicate it and create a baseline template and then share that template with anybody. And then they can build, expand, tweak on top of that template. It's a really fascinating thing. So I think that'll help out. John said, does the bot fire on the same bar it's triggering on, or does it have a displacement? So that'd probably be a question for Rob, but I'm pretty sure that the latency there is pretty fast. So if it hits onto a trigger and it goes through its sequence of decisions and then it decides it's going to make an order and place an order, that order goes through almost instantaneously. So the latency between going through decisions and placing an order is almost nothing. It's going to go through these very, very, very fast. Does that help out? Can you also have a dashboard page that displays scanner results that can be exportable? So not exportable yet. That's one that a lot of people have asked for. So add it to the wish list or upvote any of the other ones that people have seen there. But for the dashboard, you do have a bot log where you can see all the scanners and you can filter by scanners, filter by just monitor actions. So you can filter and then see all the scanners that are working. So that should help out. Okay. This one's long when it gets cut off on the screen here, but Randy said, I'm a beginner, have small proof of concept account. I'm expecting to make some basic debit spreads to get started. Will this help me identify pivot points or breakout trades? Will I be better served paying full or waiting until my skills are developed? So this is, again, like this is where I tell people all the time, my honest opinion on this is I think your skills as a trader are always developing. So if you think that automated trading or options trading in general is going to be useful in the future, why not start now and start to learn it from the ground up versus try to play catch up later on? But that's your call. If you think that you're not going to even get to that point for another year or two, then maybe wait, right? So if you think you're going to be there, fairly soon, 6 months, 8 months, whatever, I think could be something you do. Straddles and strangles. So this is a good one. Does it scan for volume and open interest? Should I pre-order my Lambo? Yeah, if you want to pre-order a Lambo, nice. I wanted to do, actually, I was going to do, I'll say this here. I'll see if I can find, I can't find, there's no Lambos in our town, but I was going to do like a spoof video like, hey everyone, I used all the money from Option Alpha and bought this Lambo, but no, I'm not going to do that, of course. Like we're going to pay for additional team members and data feeds, and we have crazy cyber insurance that costs a lot of money too. So it goes back into the platform. But straddles and strangles, this is a good one. So we are not launching with undefined risk trades yet. This will probably come later on. I don't know when it'll come, but we're going to do everything risk defined first. This is a decision that we made to make sure that everything that goes through is a risk defined position. And then we'll start opening up additional strategies later on. But it's just a good way to do it. And I think you should do mostly risk defined trades anyway. I have several accounts linked to TD. Can I set up the bot to do just a certain account? Yes, this is the coolest thing about it, I think. You can have the bot trade your IRA and your margin account completely differently. You can have 10 bots trading your IRA, 10 bots trading your margin account if you wanted to. At the elite level, you get 100 bots. So however you want to use 100 bots, put them in there. Okay, cool. I'm also an elite member, have a trading buddy. It's also a member. Is it possible for us to be able to be in the same group and beta test together? I don't, it's all random for the assignment for that. So once you guys get in there, then you'll be able to chat and start private chats with each other. So no, we're not going to do like pairing up of buddies necessarily, but it could happen randomly. Question here, is there a good chance that Tastyworks will sign? I said this on the demo the other night, and I'll be totally honest about this one too, or at least open and transparent with everything that we're seeing. I think that we're extremely optimistic that Tastyworks will eventually be an integration that we have. So right now, what I'm trying to focus on is just getting the agreement signed, and it's just a process of going back and forth on legal. Like, here's our version, here's your version, we go back and forth. Happened with TD Ameritrade, happened with TradeStation, happened with Tradier. That's sometimes just a process that two companies go through. Somebody emailed Tom a couple days ago, and I said this on the demo, and I read the email, and he asked Tom, hey, do you guys think you'll have an integration with Option Alpha? He said, basically, I think there's 100% certainty that it'll happen. So I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is, like, I think that we're optimistic it'll happen, but we do not have the signed agreement right now. So I want to be clear on this, like, we don't have the signed agreement. Am I optimistic? Totally. But I don't want to tell you we have the agreement in place, because we don't. Does that make sense? Does that help out? Yeah, good. Here's a good one too. This is a good question. Is there any way to trial test auto trading? So like I said earlier, the reason that we're doing the elite is because if you guys sign up and you commit to us at the elite level, knowing that we're going to start rolling out access in groups and you're not going to get access right away, or you may not get in the first rotation of access, everyone who's elite will get access well before the February public launch date. But the reason that we're doing this is because we want to get people in here who are going to help out and who understand the flexibility that's required to go through the initial launch and beta phase of this whole program. So is there going to be a free trial when we launch February 1st? Yes. If you want to wait for that free trial, great, you can definitely do that. But after December 1st, when we close down Elite forever, and tomorrow when the price goes up, those are going to be the only times that you'll have access before then, and the only times you'll be able to sign up without monthly reoccurring subscriptions. So February 1st, you can sign up for a trial, come in, try it out for a week or two, whatever we give everyone, and then you'll have to have a paid membership to continue auto trading. Does that help out? Can you still use the bots for brokers that are not supported? Yes, this is a good question. So we built our own paper trading engine. We pay for our own market data feeds. So if you sign up, you can auto trade in paper with the bots using live market data feeds. And that you can then link to email alerts if you want to and get email notifications, and then you manually place the trades. I think a lot of people are going to do this anyway, even if you have 100 bots. Like, I plan to paper trade a ton of different strategies and test out a bunch of different things. And there's a lot of value in it if you can't even connect to a broker platform. So for me, what I've been telling people and what I believe is that, is there value in running back tests, seeing what other people are doing, sharing templates between each other, getting ideas from other templates that you see in the community? Is that valuable in and of itself? For sure. Is auto trading a big part of it? Absolutely. But it can be done without it. Here's a good one too. Lots of people are asking this question, so let me, again, just clear this up. I've answered this question a zillion times, but I want to do it again here. So thanks, Alex. So when is beta access starting to roll out? So beta access, if you sign up today, it's not open right this second. We are going to roll it out in a snowball progression fashion. The first group of, say, 10 or so randomly assigned elite members will get access in the next week. Then once those guys are good to go and I work with them and our team works with them, make sure they're all set, the next larger group, say 20, 40, 50, get access. When those guys are good, then we go up to a bigger group and we do bigger and bigger and bigger groups. So over the next month or two, we'll roll out this access. Again, this is why we're doing a lifetime payment, because you're not on the clock when you sign up. I would totally understand if we said, look, you get beta access and it's $99 a month or whatever. Like, I would understand that you get access right away. But this is also why we're doing the lifetime payment, because when you commit to us, we're going to commit to you for sure. We're not going to charge you monthly. You're not going to be on the clock for paying monthly anymore. obviously a massive discount compared to what it will be in the future. This is some of that flexibility that we just need from people who are at the lifetime level, that we're going to be rolling it out in stages. So we'll do 10 to 20, then we'll do 30, 40, 50, 100, 200, 1,000, 2,000 at a time. Once we get through that initial period, make sure everything's good and everyone's working up in their progressions. Does that make sense, Alex? Let me know. Besides TD Ameritrade, which brokers are eligible? Just check the beta site. We talked about this earlier and just a little bit ago. So maybe that question came in there a little bit differently, or came in after I was talking about it. Will it be possible to create a bot to automatically scale up or scale down trading alerts? So scaling is a great question, has one that's been added to the wish list. We don't have it yet. You could kind of engineer a way to come up with scaling in your bots for positions. Like if I already have one position, then add another one, and that one has 2 contracts versus 1. So there's probably a roundabout way to do scaling in the bots right now, but we're trying to compress that down into 1 or 2 different steps and decisions or recipes in there. So it's definitely on the roadmap for us. We just don't have it available yet for scaling. Minimum funds required in our brokerage account for this to work efficiently. This is a great question as well. So there's no minimum that we require for bots. You can run bots with as little as $100 if you wanted to. It would just be limited to buying 1 or 2 option contracts or anything lower than that. So there's no minimum for running your bots, which I think is cool. Again, if you're a brand new trader, this is why it's going to be, I think, very helpful as you get started, because it allows you to control everything from day one and be very consistent and mechanical in your trading strategy. But there's no minimum. You don't need $1,000 to do it, because you can trade stocks and options. If you want to start with a couple $100, let a bot run with a couple $100, just buy or sell a couple stocks, use trends or whatever you want to use, and then go from there. Okay. Sam said, Kirk, I'm late learning about the new platform, haven't explored the tutorials. What is latency? Like to know if it can be used for scalping or day trading. Yeah, I think you can. Well, you can definitely use it for scalping and day trading if you have the ability to day trade, right? So if you're not subjective to pattern day trading rules, which if you are subjective to pattern day trading rules, you can also set up the bots to avoid being a day trader, right? You can set the bots to not trade if it's already opened a position in the last day or closed a position in the last day or whatever the case is. But latency is just the delay in the execution of a decision to the delay in the market order being submitted or the bots going through a set of decisions. So the reason we built the platform totally from scratch and took 5 years to build it is because we want to make sure that that whole process was scalable and ridiculously fast. So it scales through all the decisions as quickly as possible. Does that make sense? Ooh, this is a good question. I don't think I've ever had this question. Bruno said, if you had to pick the top 2 to 3 most useful advantages to the platform compared to normal trading, first one for sure that comes right to mind is smart pricing. So smart pricing is something that we talked about in one of the demos. If you haven't seen smart pricing, literally I messed up on a trade myself the other day because I executed the order right at mid price, smart pricing, and it filled up immediately. And I was like, God, I could have gotten filled at better pricing. So that's one thing. The second thing is just the whole framework around automation. So automation removes all that clunky process that you do right now. So you log in, you type in a ticker symbol, you manually look at an indicator, then you got to check the option chain, then check the open interest on a position, then check the value of the spread, then check the bid-ask spread, then check the other leg, then see if it's collecting enough premium, then you got to submit the order, you wait. What if it doesn't get filled? Do you submit another order? I mean, you can see like it even sounds kind of crazy now. And in the future, we're going to laugh about this, that we used to have to do this all the time. So that whole automation process probably be number 2. Number 3 for me is templates. The ability to take a template of my strategy or your strategy or whatever strategy somebody's running, and in one click, share that entire framework of a trading system. Could be as complex or as simple as you want. And then have somebody use that framework and that foundational element to then build and tweak their own strategy, I think is the most disruptive thing this industry's ever seen. Well, we have access to someone to answer questions as they arrive. We're only through mass Q&A. So you can always email our team. I think our team does an amazing job. I know they do. So you can always email our team questions, and we'll get back to you on questions for sure. Can you give a demo of the trading platform? Not today. So not doing demos today. We've done a ton of demos in the last 2 months. You can always watch the replay by going to beta.optionalpha.com/replay. That's the replay of the most recent one. Most recent one we did was about 3.5 hours. Super, super fun. Said joined Elite last night. Hopefully Tastyworks will be on soon when this thing launches. Sweet. Awesome. My back hurts. What do I do? I don't know. You're the man, Steve. Can a bot initiate multiple ticker positions, or does each ticker need to be in one bot? This is a good question. So, Steve, we went through this yesterday on the masterclass, which you can get on YouTube or Facebook, whatever the case is. Or if you don't have the links, you can shoot me an email and I'll get you the links for those. But you can set up your bots to either just one bot trades one ticker with a bunch of different strategies in there, or you can have one bot that trades iron condors, for example, and it could trade iron condors across a basket of tickers that you select. So you can set them up pretty flexible, different ways. Been a lifetime member. Excited to see the bots working. Can we set up these bots like Forex bots? Set them up and let them trade automatically on a server? Yep, that's what they do. They trade automatically. They go in, they out, they manage the positions, etc. Will VWAP be able to be used? That's one on the list too. It's not currently active, but we should be able to add it here soon. I think it's on the roadmap for the next couple weeks here to be added. Do you expect that all Elite members who join will have access by January? Wasn't sure I heard this correctly. So I think that everyone will have access well before the February date. It could honestly happen very fast. Once we get the first couple rounds of people in there and all their live trades going through, which we want to monitor, really closely, make sure are working well and doing what they need to do. That could happen fast, or it could happen a little bit slower. So I don't know when we'll get everyone in there, but we'll get everyone in there well before February. And again, this is why we're doing lifetime, because if you're going to commit to us and you're not going to be on the clock anymore for paying monthly, we definitely want to make sure we get you in as quickly as we can. But that's the flexibility and understanding. You're getting a massive deal so that you can get early access, be part of this whole process, but also so you have a little bit of flexibility in how people get rolled in there. Can bots be created around support and resistance? So as long as you define the support and resistance levels, you can create bots to trade off of price levels, but it's not going to arbitrarily pick support and resistance levels, because truly they are arbitrary, right? Like they're just speculative support and resistance levels. As long as you define what those levels are, you can say, hey bot, if the stock trades under this price or over this price or whatever, do something else. Candlestick patterns, not yet either, because again, to some degree, they're a little bit arbitrary. Like, was that really a doji? Was that really a hammer? How much of a hammer was it? It's more of a speculative thing. Can you trade on-off on trending? Yep, you can do that. You can do consolidation. If you want to do consolidation with moving averages, you could use technicals for that. You could use a lot of really good ones there. Nanda said, the team is really good at responding. Thanks. Yep, for sure. How are you? Good. Can I use TOS paper money? You don't need to use TOS paper money. We have our own paper trading engine, so you don't need to log into a broker even to start paper trading with our side. We built our own paper trading engine. So you can still use TOS paper money, but it doesn't connect to ours because we built our own. Can you take advantage of post-IV crush? You could set up a bot to do that for sure if you wanted to. Set up a bot, and bots can check and see how far positions are from expiration. So you can say, hey, enter a position only if it's a day from expiration or 2 days from expiration. And then if it's a day after, if this, then this, close the position. All right, cool. Answer my question. Does the scanner scan a list of tickers like the S&P 500, or is it limited? So this is a good question. So when you do have the ability to go through a list of tickers for legal purposes, you got to define the list. So that's one thing. We're not going to just scan like every possible stock or option out there. You could imagine the legal nightmare that would happen if we did that and then we just entered a position randomly on something and you're like, whoa, I didn't mean that type of position. So you do have to define the list. We'll put some pretty basic parameters in there. Like you can't scan a list of 5,000 things, right? So they'll put some pretty basic parameters in there, but we don't know until a lot of people get in there and see how big the lists are. But because you have 100 bots, you could partition those into different industries, sectors, categories if you want to. I'd be hard pressed to see if anybody really would honestly trade like 5,000 different symbols, maybe a bunch of stock traders and day traders. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I don't do that for options trading. I know a lot of people don't do that. They probably have more of a shorter list. Does that help out? Backtesting versus paper trading as it relates to bots. Is backtesting an option strategy? Yes, you can backtest option strategies. We have a whole backtesting engine in there. You can backtest option strategies. You can backtest different portfolio allocations, which are going to be really sweet. And we did this in the demo. Like, to me, it's mind-blowing what the same strategy with a different allocation can do. It's fascinating. And then you can forward walk or paper test and paper trade bots moving forward. And that's really cool to do as well. Someone said, I'm a longtime member here. Can I commit today but do my first payment next week? For today's ending and the price going up for lifetime, it's got to be today. So you can do it in payment plans, but there's no exceptions after today. We've been announcing this for quite some time. I told everyone for years it was coming. So I know you're a longtime member. I appreciate that, but we cannot extend it any more than today. How much will day trading be to upgrade? Well, you can day trade right now if you want to with the position. So there won't be like an upgrade to do that. The only thing with elite members is if you do want to get insanely fast scans, like 1 minute scans for everything, which I think are truly the 1% of people, like 15-minute scans is really fast. And if you have smart pricing, orders are being tried in the interval between the 15 minutes, right? So it could say like, hey, place an order. And then while it's waiting for the next 15-minute interval, smart pricing is firing orders back and forth for the next 5 minutes for you, right? So I think I don't think people really, I think that most people would appreciate that 15 minutes is insanely fast. If you want to go faster than that, we'll have the ability to do power-ups to a bot where you can do as quick as 1 minute scans. You can do intraday charting and intraday pricing stuff, like intraday, the indicator, stuff like that. We do intraday pricing on everything and live data feeds anyway. My hubby and I share an account. Can I purchase the elite account to use a separate account to use the bots? So if you have one account and you have all of your logins under one login, which you could, you don't need a separate account. So as long as your TOS account has the one login and then has access to trade different accounts, you just need the one login. Where can I find out more about smart pricing? Go to the demo replay that we did Thursday night. So beta.optionalpha.com/replay. It's 3.5 hours, but you can fast forward it towards the middle to 3/4 of the way through and find the smart pricing there. I'm telling you, I think smart pricing pays for itself right there. Any progress on availability for European traders? Yep. So through our signed agreement with TradeStation, you'll have access when that integration comes live for 120 countries around the world, includes most of Europe, almost every country in Europe, I believe, but the list is on the beta page, so beta.optionalpha.com. This is awesome. Feel really good about this. So cool. Thanks, Karen. Appreciate it. So looking forward to working with this. Great. Thanks for the details. Appreciate it. Thanks for the questions. I'm a newbie trader. Can Option Alpha help me trade options on companies I like? Yep. I mean, it's an entire trading platform. That's what I keep telling people. Like, it's not just Option Alpha strategies anymore. This is its own brand new platform. You can trade whatever strategy you want to start automating, right? Within reason. I say within reason. Like, we don't do straddles and strangles and naked positions yet, but we'll continue to add those. But the idea around auto trading is to stop you from having to manually do the clunky, mundane, time-sucking process of executing and managing positions so that you can focus your time on developing different strategies, researching new ideas, perfecting your craft of, allocating positions and choosing ticker symbols. Like, that's what you should be focused on. Does that make sense? Can the app beta weight the portfolio? Not yet. That's going to be one that's coming. That's one on the roadmap for sure. We don't know how it's going to look or what it's going to look like, but the cross-referencing of different bots and their data is definitely something that we'll have. It's just not built out yet. Michael, we talked about this earlier. We're going to roll this out in stages. So if you're an elite member and you sign up today, you're just basically committing to lifetime. In exchange, we're definitely going to give you obviously lifetime pricing, no monthly annual subscriptions after that. But it will be rolled out in stages in a snowball fashion. So 10, 20 people at a time. Then we make sure those people are good for a little bit of time, week or so, whatever it is. Then we roll out another bigger, larger group, and we just progressively go to larger and larger groups of rollouts. Okay. How much is it? So elite lifetime right now is effectively $2,000. So $19.97. That's a lot. I get it. Platform is valuable, and hopefully you get that too. It's a valuable tool. You can split that up into 2, 3 payments, 4 payments. When we launch in February, Elite will probably be north of $299 a month. I would say I'm pushing for like $799 a month, depending on what other tools we get out. I think it's insanely valuable. But I get it. I get that it's expensive. So I'm not, it is what it is. It's a valuable platform, and but it's not cheap. Somebody said, I think you skipped over this, but is beta access random or is it based on position in the wait list? So the wait list is for people who are not in Elite. So if you are on the wait list and you're not in Elite, you're on a different, or that's the access level that you get. So if you're on the wait list and you're position 138,000, when we start opening this up anytime before February, that's the position you get. Elite members are on a separate list. And then we randomize that list for access so that all the groups get out there. So elite members are on a completely separate list. The wait list is just if you're not an elite member. Does that help out? How quickly do the trades get executed? Instantaneously. Yeah, directly, right away. So what you mean you've been announcing this for a long time? We've been talking about Elite Lifetime and closing this down for years, literally years. And then we've said when we had opened up the beta program, we said that the dates were going to be these dates. So that's what I mean by that. Okay, great. Craig, let me know what you said. Great. How do I do that? But I don't know what that means. Maybe I didn't catch up to that fast enough. So what was I talking about? Just let me know. You answered on a list of stocks, but I'm not looking for 5,000 tickers. I want to scan all of the 500 from the S&P and 100 from the NASDAQ, unless your universe is too small. So here's the only thing I would say on that. There are some stocks that are in there that we will filter out that just don't have enough liquidity for this first round. Does that make sense? So we do some like low-level filtering, because even stocks that are on that list of, say, the S&P 500, there's stocks in there that just don't even have enough liquidity that we would feel comfortable with adding to auto trading yet. That doesn't mean we can't add other ones in the future. But if you wanted to do that, you probably would have to break it out into a couple different bots, right? It probably wouldn't be done in one bot, but you got 100 under Elite Lifetime, so you could break it out into a couple different bots. Does that make sense? Can you only have 100 bots at a time? You can only have 100 active live bots running. So whether they're paper or live bots, that's at the elite level. If you choose not to sign up to the elite level, which is fine. Again, I'm totally open with that. You guys want to do that? You can do that. If you choose to do that, in the future, we'll have other levels like Pro, Plus, Light. We'll have some other ones, but you'll get a handful of bots. Like the lowest level so far, this is not set in stone, we'll probably get 3 to 5 bots essentially and 1 hour scan times just to get somebody started. So if somebody wants to start in the future and they want to do, just 1 or 2 bots, they can do that. But Elite is going to get the most, right? Okay, great. Karen said, seriously, bargain. Thanks, appreciate it. Signed up. Oh, you mean sign up and get the payment plan? Yeah, just go shoot us an email, Craig. Team@Option Alpha will get you those links for that. How does this compare to Tasty Trade? So Tasty Trade is a broker, right? I guess you could say like Tasty Trade and Tasty Works are a broker. And so we're not a broker. We're just an auto trading, and we hope to have an integration with them and connect through them. Yep. Larry said, good discussion of bots in the masterclass. Can you get a report of performance across strategies in the bot portfolios, and can you arrange bots by ticker? You could arrange bots by ticker for sure. And you can definitely, one of the things we want to do is do that high level like dashboard reporting. It's on the roadmap. We just haven't built it out yet. Again, this is one of the areas we want to get a lot of feedback from people. But yeah, you can have dashboard. You get performance for your individual bots. And I think where the performance stuff will come in is when we launch the journal software, which automatically tracks performance of all trades and then groups and associates them appropriately. That's really where that's going to come in. Cool. Thanks for helping each other out in here. Appreciate it. New here. Which platform are you using for auto trading? We're using Option Alpha. What language? Python. So by the way, you don't have to code in this one. So this isn't like a coding language thing. It's all no code. But ours is built on all Java and Node.js. Will the elite members be treated the same and get same updates similar to what members who wait to get the elite membership get in the more expensive monthly membership after? Yeah, so you guys are all, look, as far as I'm concerned, elite members are at a different level anyway because they are committing to us, and I respect that. We've had people who have signed up for Elite Lifetime back in 2015, 2016. They've been members for a long time. So yeah, you'll be, all Elite members will be in the same group there. And then if you're just Lifetime, then you don't have the reoccurring subscription. Does that help out? Once you build 100 bots, is your allocation done? Can we not delete those 100 bots? No. You can delete those bots if you want to. So you can delete, remove, add, clone. You can do all that. You just can't have more than 100 bots actively running. So you could have a bunch of bots that you're building out, and then you're like, I don't like this one, so I delete that one and then build out another one. Does that help out, Christo? Can the links for the bot settings refer to data stored on your computer? Okay, this is a good one. Right now, we do not have the ability, because we don't want to have data be pushed into the bot for a trading decision. But in the future, sometime next year, we'll have the ability to have data pushed into a bot. So like if you have some cool sweet data and you want to connect to the bots and then push a trade signal or an update or an indicator that you custom code, that'll be available in the future, just not on the immediate roadmap. Stephen, if you let us know which ones you're thinking about, throw them in there, but we're going to focus mainly on the big ones first. Yeah. So if you're going to do like the over-the-counter ones, probably not. Probably not. Can we gift lifetime membership? That's up to you if you want to. We don't have like a gifting process for doing that. We just keep it pretty simple. Yeah. So I signed up for Elite. Team is great, super efficient, awesome. Any plans for backtesting full bots versus just predefined ideas? We're going to continue to definitely build out the backtester. Backtester is not complete, even though it's sweet and awesome right now. But there's a lot of ideas we can do on that. We do want to keep the two different services separate because the data storage and the data feeds in there feed the collective crowdsourced intelligence pot. But we want to do more connectivity between the bots and the backtester. And that'll be an ongoing process. Yep. Larry said to others trying to decide, been Elite Lifetime member, have been very happy with the value. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. It'll be an epic day. Sweet. Do we have to keep the bot window open or does it run in the cloud? Great question, Ninja. By the way, my kids are being ninjas. You know what's funny? I try to have my kids be black swans for Christmas because it's 2020. So I wanted them all to be little black swans that run around. I don't think anybody would have got that except for traders. So they're all ninjas. That's what they're going to be. But no, you don't have to keep the window open. This is one of the coolest things. You can log in, run your bots, you can log out, smash your computer if you want to, office space style, and then go someplace else and log into a different computer and you have access to your bots. So they run, you don't have to keep them open. Can you inactivate bots and then have more than 100 in total? You could, for sure. Yep. This is one of the things that we'll have people do. I'm going to be totally open with you. So when we launch publicly in February to open up to anybody, we're going to let everybody come in and build bots for free. You can come in and build bots, but you just can't turn them on. Once you turn them on, then you have to have a paying membership. So yeah, you could have a lot of bots that are interactive that you're working with, and then you have your ones that are trading actively or testing different strategies. Yeah, you'll be able to type in a list of tickers into a bot to go through a list for sure. Yep, so if you have a list there, you can do it. Do you integrate with Interactive Brokers? They have an API. They do have an API. However, the issue with Interactive Brokers and a lot of other brokers, so I'll mention a bunch of names here, a lot of different brokers, is that their APIs are frankly old. It's like connecting our sweet, awesome system to Windows 95. That's really what it is. So the main issue with Interactive Brokers is a session collision issue. What they do with their API is if you have an API running, you can't run your bots at Option Alpha and then log into your account. It's not possible. So they create session collisions. We can't do it. Fidelity, Interactive Brokers, E-Trade, Robinhood, all those guys either don't have a way to integrate, no public API available like Robinhood, or their APIs are outdated and old. So push them to update them. We would love to. Interactive Brokers and their whole team knows this. We've had so many conversations with them. They know that this is the issue. They just are not updating their technology. Cool. Where can I get that cool coffee cup? I know. We're going to be sending out a bunch of swag to elite members. I think we're sending some of these and some of the water bottles too, some hats, and some bots. I haven't even shown you guys the little bots you can build. That'll be coming in boxes. Can I rent 100% YOLO bots? Sure, if you want to. Yep, you can. Yep, you can. How do you want us to know without a single email? We have sent out emails. So I think people here can know that we have sent out emails about the closing down of this for sure. So this was not a secret by any stretch. If it just got missed or you weren't on the email list or you didn't sign up, I apologize that we didn't find you soon enough or you didn't sign up soon enough, but it has been publicly announced for quite some time. Yep. Any more brokers besides TOS, Tasty Trade? Yep, we talked about that earlier. But yeah, we do have TradeStation signed up, Tradier signed up, so we'll have integrations with that in the future. And then Tastyworks, we are not officially signed with them. We're still working with them on legal, but we're very hopeful. Will this live video be saved? Yep, for sure. How fast are the orders that I use are sent through to the broker? Almost instantaneously. I know that Rob would say like there's almost no lag in that. It's insanely fast. And when you use smart pricing, we get like we fire the different orders and prices used in there. So we don't even need to rent a server. Nope, we do all the servers for you. That's why we're going to a monthly reoccurring subscription, because in the future, once we get through this thing, there's no way that we could offer lifetime moving forward. So we want to get people in here. We want to get your feedback. We know that that requires an extra load for you, like capacity to give us feedback and be patient with the process of giving everyone access and getting everyone onboarded. And so we respect that. And so, but in the future, it's never going to be available. Can bot decisions activate or deactivate other bots? No, we will never have a bot that will control another bot. And the reason is because if that happens, you could get yourself into a circular reference, right? You could get yourself into a circular reference issue where it's like making trades. That said, we will have the ability for a bot to reference data in another bot. And in that case, you could turn off the existing bot or essentially stop the bot from trading or execute some sort of hedge, right? So that would happen, but one bot would never directly trigger another bot. Does that make sense? And for good reason. Okay, you guys are all chatting back and forth. No Robinhood. No, listen, I would love to integrate with Robinhood. If you want to tweet at them right now for me and tag at Option Alpha, they don't have a public API available. So I would love to. Had Beju on the podcast a while back when they originally launched their options trading. A bunch of the guys originally at Robinhood were members at Option Alpha, did some training at Option Alpha for options. I would love to have them as a partner, but they don't have a public API available. Does that make sense? So it's really hard to do that. Do I have to use Option Alpha paper money or can I use TOS? Well, you can use TOS, but you can't auto trade through TOS. So if you want to do auto trading, that's got to be through Option Alpha. Yep. So much more. Okay, good. Thank you. This is really amazing. Is there a feature that can convert a setup backtest into a bot directly? Not yet. That's going to be one that's in the pipeline. That's really, really fun. The one-click turning of a backtest into a bot is going to be really, really fun, but not yet. Accessing order flow information, going to be a new one too. I know that's been on the wish list for a lot of people. Not currently available. Don't know if we'll have it for sure, but I know people have asked about it. Yep. Will you be able to assist with 24-hour executions if the broker allows it? That would be later in the future probably, and we probably work up to that. So it just depends. It would just depend. Can the bot send us alerts? So letting me know, take the decision instead of the bot deciding? Correct. Yep, you could set that up and set up emails to send you alerts for possible trade opportunities. Do we still do the weekly calls? Yep, we're still doing the weekly calls. I'll still do office hours. I love doing office hours, love doing the weekly calls. The nightly videos will probably transition a bit because the bots will just automatically start trading, and we'll do like more recaps of, hey, the bot did this week. We're going to turn off this bot and turn on this bot because the trend changed or whatever the case is, right? However we want to macro handle that. What technical indicator is best? They're all generally not that great. Some are a little bit better than others, but it just depends on what you use. You guys can comment in here, whatever you want. Someone said signed up. So excited. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I see you got my name right. Good. No worries. Will there be bot competitions? Oh, so this is fun, right? Like, I got to tell you, first of all, if you guys sign up, you sign up, great. If you don't and you want to join us later, that's awesome, right? If you want to do that. This is the type of stuff that's going to be so fun for us to start doing in the future. Like, I want to do bot boot camps where we all get together when the world reopens after COVID, and we just get into a room and we just build a bunch of bots. And yeah, we could do like bot competitions, bot, like all kinds of stuff. I have some cool ideas on like the Triple Crown Award for traders. Like, you are going to be like, either you got to work up to be like a Triple Crown trader, and some cool stuff around that. So yeah, I think this is where we have a little bit of like playful fun with it and do some stuff. Yeah, bot boot camps is something I've wanted to do for quite some time, and COVID threw a wrench in that. Which ones are trash? I mean, look, what I'm saying is like all indicators are like not perfect, right? There's no perfect indicator. So there's a lot that are not that great, right? So just use them sparingly, right? There's no one that's not that great. All right, cool. This is a good question. So Sam asked a good question. What security or privacy measures are in place? Can Option Alpha view our broker account information, our bots server secure? So three important things on bot security and how we set everything up. First is we run on VPC, which is a virtual private cloud, which means that our data integrations to brokers, our data integrations to the broker, to the market, and to your browser are run on a virtual private cloud, which means it's not accessible by the internet. So that's not accessible by like just a regular person browsing around. Second is all of your connections to your broker platform are through OAuth, which is the industry standard for security connections through the APIs. Third thing is that everything is encrypted in transit. So as you log into the platform, everything on the browser and in transit is encrypted. Does that make sense? That help answer that? Yep, cool. Rob, who is our one of our developers on the platform, his prior job was working for the government in security. So at one of the highest levels. On balance would be excellent, and you can add that to the list. Please consider doing online boot camps. We actually did a huge masterclass the last 3 days, so it's kind of like a boot camp, but I want to do like real bot boot camps. Is there a plan to create a bot marketplace where one can sell bots? No. This is a good one, and I just want to be totally straight up with you guys on how this one's going to work. We have zero plans ever to have a black market bot marketplace for like custom styles of bots. I just frankly don't believe in it. I think that if you're going to share a bot and a bot idea or something you're going to do, you're going to openly share it or not. And you don't have to, by the way. But that's the way we're going to do it. for sure. Now, will there be, I can envision in the future that when we start doing more third-party data integration, like we've talked to Stock Tweets has sentiment data. I think that'd be super cool to have sentiment data pulled into the platform. So I think there'll be a marketplace for like extra or like outside data sources that you can connect to. And I hope that a lot of those are free. But if Stock Tweets charges someone $5 to connect their sentiment data, like obviously I can't cover that cost, but it'd be really cool to be able to trade off of also sentiment data if you want, right? But there will definitely never be bot marketplaces for bot templates or strategy types. I think there's way too many people in there. We're not gonna need it. All right, this is a good question. The market can move very quickly in 15 minutes. How do we safeguard against fast moves in 15 minutes? So if you are concerned about something less than 15 minutes, like if your strategy is so fast that it requires faster intervals, you can do what are called power-ups to bots in the future to get down to 1-minute scans. The power-ups would definitely be a couple bucks a month to help us with the server and data load, because we're going to essentially, in many cases, spin up a brand new server just for you virtually to run through all of your decisions and bots. And that creates a cost. So we just pass that cost right on to you to do that, which makes sense. If your strategy is so fast that 15 minutes is not fast enough and it could be the difference between $5 or $6 a month, then that makes sense that we'd pass that on. Yep. And that'll go down to, you can do it as fast as a minute on those power-ups. Ooh, this is a good one too. What about machine learning decision-making bots? Can they change their settings based on success or loss? I've got a lot of ideas for this myself. One thing that I'm pushing would be bots that do smart exits. So I've talked about people or talked to a couple people about this, but not only just smart pricing, but then also calculating the probability that you've already reached your maximum profit potential based on the trajectory, the technicals, the how many days until expiration, making that calculation and then offloading the execution to a bot. So those types of things that we can do with lots of data and the ability to make decisions on the fly, I think is extremely fascinating. Extremely fascinating. And that would be super intense. Regarding quicker exits, are you able to enter a profit target and a stop loss order when you enter the order? Yep, you can do that. You can do that in one step. So as soon as you have a position go in, then you can have the monitor action start to throw the orders in. It basically just sets up the orders or the triggers to watch for possible profits or exits. Yep. Can the bot import strategies built on other platforms? Nope, because all ours is no code. So if you coded your own, you just have to transfer it over and pull it in over there, or get somebody to help you with building out a template for it. But we don't import strategies because we don't import code. Yeah, broker platforms can be a little bit tricky with this, with APIs. That's why we actually don't ping their API when we do the scans. We pay for our own data feed so we can control that. It's just when we send the order, it goes to the broker. Does that make sense? So this allows us to remove ourselves from that process. Exactly why we did it. Yeah, and there's no coding language for the bots, so you don't need to code anything. Is it drag and drop? Check out the demo. So it's not drag and drop, but it is just clicking through a decision tree and just adding it. Yep, you don't need to do a drag and drop. You can just add it quickly there. Will you do more of these Q&A sessions? You bet. We do weekly, bi-weekly open Q&A, but this is a pretty big one right now for just everyone who's signing up for Elite Lifetime and have questions here. Everyone's like, I'd definitely be willing to pay for faster data. Yeah, I think there's going to be a couple of you for sure. I don't think it's going to be everybody at all, but like Karen, John, I know you'll definitely do it. Yep. Where do I find the demo? So you can get to the demo replay by going to beta.optionalpha.com/replay. beta.optionalpha.com/replay. Did I say it slow enough? Because sometimes I talk too fast. Does it work with TD? Yep, you got it. I missed this earlier days in the week. Are those uploaded to YouTube? Yes, all of those are on YouTube. Looks like Karen, you and John are going to be trading buddies. You guys can connect in there when you get in there. That's good, right? That's what I like about it. If you get put stocks, can the bot immediately sell a call and do the wheel strategy? So the assignment thing is one thing that we're actively working on. We got to get the notification from the broker. We got to identify the trade, identify the assignment, push an update into the bots. So it doesn't do the assignment process now, but that's one we're working on for the wheel. But you could do a de facto wheel strategy where you have a stock position and then you were to close the stock position, right? Or be no longer existing in the bot. The bot could then look at the positions and say, do I have a stock position? No. Execute the next step in a wheel strategy. Yep. Is earnings info available to the bots? Yep. So you can pull, well, let me say this. The earnings dates are available to the bots. So when they announce earnings, like when the announcement's going to come, earnings info that are going to be coming out, like the EPS and stuff like that, not available to the bots. If that's something you would trade off of specifically, let us know in the wish list. So optionalpha.com/wish list, and let us know what that would be, like how you would use that data and what you would get. Not promising we can add it, but if it's data, we can look to add in there. Does the platform know when a ticker's earnings date is so you can close before earnings? Yes. Yep, it does. You can build that. That's one of the ones I did on the demo. So whoever that is, stock of the day, hello. You can build out a bot that like monitors for earnings in a certain period of time. Like, is the stock announcing earnings in 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 10 days, 50 days, 60 days, so that you can avoid doing trades like that. Always the Tesla of car trading, trading. That's why we're giving away a Tesla. Do you guys know that? We're giving away a Tesla. To the person who refers the most people to the wait list, you just got to refer confirmed people to the wait list. We're giving it away. I think we're announcing it the day after the Super Bowl, or if they have a Super Bowl. For each position, how much of your book's aggregate value do you place in the trade? That would depend on how you want to do it. You can control the risk in the position various different ways. I do my positions pretty small. Can I get a free trial to the bots? Yes, only when we launch publicly February 1st. But before then, we're not doing that. We can't do that. Yep. Someone said, I wish I had enough friends in their emails. I know. You know, I think it's going to be super fun. I've never driven a Tesla, so I can say, I hope to drive the Tesla to somebody, like personally drive it to them. And I want to auto trade while auto driving. But I'll still keep my hands on the wheel. I'm not going to be like those people who don't do that. Do bots have access to fundamental data? No, they don't right now, but that is a hotly requested one. So just let us know how you would use it to specifically trade, and then add it to the wish list. But a lot of people have been adding that one to the wish list. So I just want to know how you guys would use it, and then we can look at adding it. Which brokerage sites can the bot software use in the UK? So Alex, the best bet for you is going to be TradeStation. So TradeStation is available in the UK. So go to optionalpha.com/TradeStation to sign up. That's going to be the best one. When that integration is live, that's going to be your best bet for the UK. Cool. Man, I went through so many questions already. I know we still have questions in here. Is this helping out, by the way? Just really quick, is this helping out for everybody who's in here? Let me go through my list here. Yeah, and there's another one. See, I think you guys, for sure. Trading group. Yep. There's a trading group right there. How much is the monthly premium for a bot? What do you mean by that? Can you just be more specific? Yes, helpful. Yes, yes, yes. Great. Awesome. Yes, it helps. Where's the wish list? Wish list is at optionalpha.com/wishlist. Optionalpha.com/wishlist. Okay, great. I've started to learn about very basic concepts of options and never trade options. Do you think it's wise to join lifetime access right now? So this is what I would say again. I said this earlier. If you think that options are in your future, and if you want to trade options in the future, and you think that that's going to happen in the next couple months, I think it's worth considering. If you think to yourself that you don't know yet, like you do not know if options are it for you, do not sign up. Because it's not worth it if you don't know, and it could be a no, right? Then you committed to something that you're not going to use. We talked about Filbert. We did talk about this a little bit earlier, so just rewind this and go back to that. But no, we're not integrated with Interactive Brokers. Their API is outdated. They know it. They're refusing to fix it. You can email them and hound them, please. That'd be great on our end. We'd love to, but we can't. Is the 15-minute time frame applicable for exit criteria? If I set profits at 5%, will the bot wait for 15 minutes to exit? yes, it'll wait for the 15 minutes unless you do the power up to the bots. Unless you power up to those faster scans, it'll just wait till the monitor will start in the next 15 minutes, right? Because you just entered the position. So if it is that fast of a moving strategy where it could be a 5% difference in less than 15 minutes, that's probably where you want to do a power up. Will this be free to use? What is a fee for the platform? I'm not sure I understand the question. We're talking through the lifetime pricing. What's the cost to get access to a bot? Right now, you have to pay for lifetime. In the future, when we launch publicly in February, we'll have different tiers of membership. It'll be based on how many bots and how many scans, like what types of scans you can do and how fast. So in the future, there will be lower price tiers to get people started, probably 3 to 4 bots for $50, $60 a month, and you'll have 1 hour scans. Does that make sense? What's the fee for the platform? Right now, it's just the lifetime price, which is $2,000. And then in the future, we'll have monthly payment plans like I just talked about. Do I need to join any advanced course in order to know how to use the platform if I've just learned the very basic concepts? I think doing education all the time is worth it, right? So if you did sign up, which you don't have to, I'm not going to push you to do it. If you did sign up, then what you should do is just go through all the training in the interim until you get access. And even then, just start with a couple small bots and then progressively get more advanced as your education grows. There's nobody that, I don't think nobody needs to come in here and like rush in and do 200 bots at the same time. Does that make sense? Does that help out? What time frames are power-ups available in backtesting? So power-ups are just for live bots. So for backtesting, we just do backtesting for everybody the same. So when we push updates for backtesting, if we have new time frames, new intervals, that'll be live for everybody. So the power-ups are just because when you run through live data, if you have 100 bots at Elite and you're doing 1-minute scans, right? That makes sense? That's what it would be. DW said, I'm confused, just bought lifetime. Am I paying additional subscription? Nope. If you're in for lifetime. It's only if you need to go ludicrous mode with your bots and do 1-minute scans. If 15 minutes is not enough, then we'll do a power up to bots and it'll be like $4 or $5 a month. That's how cheap it's going to be. But that's only if you need to go ludicrous mode and you have to do it that fast, which is not everyone here. Maybe 1%. Does that help? For TradeStation Interactive Broker or TradeStation International customers, does signing up, DW said, got it. Cool. Good. Does signing up through Elite help with the reduction? We're going to try. We're going to try. We haven't done that yet, but we're going to try for sure. And yes, ludicrous mode. Yeah, you want to go ludicrous mode? We'll give you a way to do it. How many members do you have in Elite approximately? I can't give you that specific number, but I can tell you it's thousands upon thousands. Today, every minute, we're getting new people. Multiple people every minute. So it's thousands upon thousands. It'll be a nice, good group for sure. Is there going to be a cheaper option? Yes, there will be a cheaper option in the future, but it will come with restrictions. You can't trade as many bots. You'll be limited to an hour scan at a time. You can't do 15-minute scans or 1-minute scans. You won't even have that choice. So it'll be a couple bots and hour scans, right? Does that make sense? Krista said, when do you think those 1-minute scans will be available? Probably in the next month. We'll have it available. We'll definitely have it available inside the before we launch publicly, for sure. Are there 2 to 3 overarching reasons why your platform is better than all the rest? Number 1, nobody else has this. Number 2, it's going to be a long time before anybody catches us and gets through our patents that we're going to be submitting soon. And number 3 is because automation's awesome. But I did talk about this in the beginning. I did go through my top 3 in the beginning. So food for thought, I did go through that in the beginning. So if I sign up for lifetime, and you'll have tiers in the future, does that, what tier does lifetime member get? You get the highest one. So lifetime is the highest tier that we'll offer. So when you sign up for Elite Lifetime, there's not a level above that in the future. Everything that will have tiers will be below lifetime. You guys get the best of the best. Does that help? Will the platform be able to access success rates of all the bots in use and present them in rank for various strategies? Kind of like what we do in the backtester? No, because then we're going to pull data. That would be pulling data from people that may not choose to share that data, right? So we can do that in backtesting, but we can't do that with bots. But if somebody chooses to share their bot, somebody could post it and people can have traders that they follow, and you can choose to share a bunch of your strategies and your performance. And I think that's where that's going to go. But we're not going to just arbitrarily pull everyone's bots and say, this is the best one that so-and-so is using because they didn't choose to share it. Can you use it with only having the standard option trading level at TOS? Yes, I would encourage you, because you can do stocks. So you could do stocks and options. It's not just options. But I would encourage you to try to work up your trading approval level, even if you don't need it, so that you have access to trade whatever you want. And that's not a hard process, by the way, Christopher. We did do a podcast on this, so you can search the website, but I think the podcast was called like 4 approval levels or something, or working up the approval levels. Does that help out? Do you support accounts at Fidelity? No. Fidelity doesn't have an API. Either doesn't have an API, forget on that one. It doesn't have an API, or they don't support complex orders. So you can hound them for sure to update one, and that would be amazing, but they don't do it currently. Or else we'd love to. Or else we'd love to have one. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Good. All right, great. If you're on the fence, you have a question, now's your chance. I'm going to wrap this up here soon. Got to get back and help out the wife and the kids. Get ready for my little ninjas to go out trick-or-treating. And I've already got 158 emails in my inbox since I started this. Do you support crypto? We don't, because broker platforms don't support it through APIs yet. So if that were to change in the future, we could consider that, but it's not on the immediate roadmap. Fascinating question. We always get this one. What happens to lifetime if option alpha is sold to a third party? That's not on the table. That's not on the table. Another one said, what happens if your business is publicly traded? We have no intentions of going public with it. But here's what I can tell you. If somebody were to come along and potentially acquire or buy option alpha or something like that, they'd have to honor the agreements in place. And I've told everyone this, and I will stand by this 100%. You better believe that one of my checklists on if that were to happen would be that they have to honor the agreements that are in place, because I respect those. Yep. Yep. That's how I think about that. Will we get the chance to see a bot in action? Probably this month we'll start posting a bunch of updates around that when people start getting in there. I think I want to get like a counter in the back of the office here for how many trades go through the platform, but I think it's going to be fascinating to see all that. So once people get in there and start sharing, then you could start jumping in there and seeing that. For how long is a lifetime? As long as the service is available. People have had lifetime for 4, 5, 6 years now. I have no intentions of stopping. This is just going to rocket us forward into a new trajectory. So I'm super excited about it. I built this selfishly for myself as well because I want to do this. Once I link my TOS account, can I still use the account through TOS? Yes. This is an important one here because this is the issue that interactive brokers cannot get over with their API. When you link your TOS account, you can be in both places at the same time. For interactive brokers, this was the issue, that you couldn't be in both places at the same time. Yep. So if you just want to trade like your bots are trading like its own little strategy and then you do your own thing in Thinkorswim, you can do that. Someone said, how many tickers can you put into a list? We haven't decided yet. I'm just going to be totally honest with you. We have not decided yet. It'll be a reasonable amount. And if you get 100 bots, you can split those up. But we just want to see how many tickers people put in and how fast they scan through those and see like, okay, is there a threshold here or are we good? Can we handle the threshold with the servers? And if we are, then, we'll set those thresholds appropriately. But we haven't set that threshold to say anything like that. Can we start making and testing bots before the release date? You'll be able to start making and testing them once, if you want to make them and test them without signing up to Elite, if that's the question, Alan, then you'll be able to do that only starting February 1st. Yep. Rendo said online security is Redondo, sorry, said online security is a big issue. How do we address it? I talked about this earlier, but here are the three things again. We run a VPC, so virtual private cloud. So we're not connected to the internet with all of our servers and data feeds. Your connection to the brokerage platform is through OAuth, which is the industry standard, and then everything is encrypted in transit back and forth to the browser or wherever it needs to go. So those three things are the main things for us, and should hit all those. We also have a ridiculous cyber insurance policy that we pay for on top of this, which is crazy. What about if you have multiple accounts with your broker, mirroring bots for multiple accounts? Yep, you can trade multiple accounts in your broker as long as they're under one login. So just make sure that they are under one login. Like one login now has access to the different ones. Yep. Can I apply an option strategy in India? People here might have different mindset in trading. You can trade from India, but we don't have access to trade the Indian markets. For ludicrous mode, you guys like ludicrous mode? We're just going to call it power up, but we could call it ludicrous mode. Would it be $4 to $5 per bot per month, no matter how many bots are in ludicrous mode? No, it'd be for each of the bots that you would run in ludicrous mode. And again, one bot could run multiple tickers, multiple strategies, multiple positions. So I don't see that it would be, it would only be for that bot that you would need to use it on, or the ones you would need to use it on. Will you have preset bots? Yes, for sure. When does lifetime buy-in period ends? So tonight at midnight, the price goes up. It goes up from $2,000 to $2,500, and then next month on December 1st, it ends completely. Do you know if TOS will charge me some extra amount for using bots? Not that they've told us for sure. It's not going to change. Our agreement with them is not. There's no add-on or carry-on fees on top of that. Do you trade in coffee shops? Don't trade in coffee shops. That's their insurance. Can inactive bots tell you what is working? If I was working, I'd make money. That'd be a cool idea. That'd be a cool idea for sure. Where do I sign up? Optionalpha.com/lifetime. Optionalpha.com/lifetime. Would using a bot's affect applying for tax trader status in any way? That would have to be a broker and CPA question. Can I buy more bots? I don't think I need it. We haven't addressed this, like more bots on top of that. I don't know. I would be hard pressed to think you would need more than 100 active bots, only because that would be one bot for every one position. Does that make sense? Is the integration with TradeStation on February 1st definitely happening for the UK? Would potentially be a waste of money if it doesn't happen. Well, the integration will definitely happen. We'll build it out as quickly as possible. If we can get it before February 1st, it'll definitely be out before February 1st. If not, then we'll get it out as fast as we can. Yeah, so the integration will happen because we signed the agreement. We're going to have an integration. Does that make sense? Just want to confirm for elite members will be randomly selected, given access over the next couple weeks or a couple months, depending on how long that process is. Could be a month or two if you're in the last group, right? But this is why we do lifetime. Does that make sense? Yeah, so it may not be the next couple weeks. So we're going to do small groups and then progressively larger groups. If I wanted to trade my bot in both accounts, my wife and my account, but do we have them linked? Do we need a second lifetime membership? So Alpha Trader, if you have those accounts under one login at Thinkorswim, you don't need a separate account. And I would suggest try to get them under a login, right? Try to get them under one login because you can do that. Does that help? Will this use a lot of RAM on my computer? Nope, it won't use any of it. It doesn't use your computer resources to run the bots. That's a good question. So it runs on the cloud. So you just need to log in and it runs all by itself. It uses no, other than running your browser, it uses none of your resources. Like it doesn't use your resources to pull that stuff. 100 bots is the maximum per member. Is this regardless of how complicated the bot is? Yes, right now a lead is 100 bots. I think it's overkill, but it is what it is. Do you have statistics on the success rate of your bots? I don't have any bots running other than the paper bots, but as soon as I do, I'll make all my bots public and you guys can see those. You can always see the success rate of any bot that you have running. Can children be grandfathered in? Look, I'm not going to approach this when they start trading because I know people have asked, but like we're signing up for we're giving access to whoever is signing up. Does that make sense? It's not like a legacy, like family plan. It's just for like whoever's signing up. Do we use two-factor authentication? We haven't decided yet on that. Once we get through the beta and we see what those security issues are, if any, we can definitely implement that, but we don't use it right now because we don't have anybody in there right now. We'll start rolling out that access and giving people access for that. I'm in, signed up for lifetime. What numbers on the wait list are the current rollout? No, so the wait list is separate. Once you sign up for lifetime access, that is a separate internal list that we have. So if you're number 152,000 on the wait list, don't worry, you're not that number in lifetime access. Does that make sense? Lifetime people are at the front. I keep that list. Aloha from Hawaii. Patiently waiting for my access. You got it. Where can I see a demo? If you want to see a demo, Peter, go to beta.optionalpha.com/replay. That's the best place to see it. Mobile app. Yes, we will have a mobile app in the future. It is not going to happen probably Q1, Q2. We want to get the desktop version going first, then we'll move to the mobile app. Yeah, we run everything through AWS and Amazon. Yep. So the best ones you can do. Best ones we can pay for. Can you tell it to close 1/2, 1/3 of a position and trigger? So mixed position exits like rollouts, roll-ins of positions, definitely on the wish list. That one's going to be one that's on the wish list. I know a bunch of people second that one. Not active yet, but could definitely be one we roll out in the future. Can you have a bot executing a mix of trades and options? Totally. You can have a bot executing different types of strategies depending on market situations and scenarios. You can have a bot that executes stock trades and options trades right in the same bot, for sure. Entries, exits. So if I'm an elite member, can I start making and testing bots right now? Nope, not until you get your emailed access, which will happen as we start to roll out the platform. Once you do, then you can start to go in there and start building and testing. But it's not like we're not opening it up for testing and then opening it up for somebody. Like once you get access, you'll get access and you can start doing everything you want to do. Does that help out? Does it run on a MacBook? There's no software to download or install. You can put anything you want in there. You can put anything, or you can build anything you want as long as you have an internet connection through the website. You can run it through any computer. There's no software to download or install. Thoughts on Webull? Webull only allows single leg orders. Webull only allows single leg orders. So if we did add it, everyone they'd be like, why can't I do multi-leg orders? So what I would suggest is you reach out to them and say, hey, can you guys do multi-leg orders? Can we start an MTV style I want my campaign? If you want to, I guess. Can the elite waitlist can register to elite lifetime later? You can join lifetime. If you join after today, the price goes up to $2,500, and then it does close down December 1st. So lifetime does close down December 1st completely. Will lifetime members see a fee increase if brokers start charging you for API usage? No. That's why we pay for our own data so that we can run our own data feeds, and then we only use the API to submit orders and check status of orders back and forth. What do you think about options flow? I think it's a great idea to add to the website. Great idea to add to the website. We don't have it active yet, but it's a great idea to add to the wish list. We get data from a couple different sources depending on historical versus live, but the main one's from DXFeed, which is the same one that the big brokers use, including Thinkorswim. Will tax documents be easily transferred? That is on your broker. Since we don't hold any money, we don't carry any money, you don't transfer any money to us, we just are submitting the orders. Once we go live, will you still make manual trades? Only if I'm interfering with a bot, but I'm going to convert everything I do to auto trading. I've been waiting for this for longer than you guys have, believe me. So I'm going to convert everything to auto trading. And then I'll just share those bot templates. All right, this question, bot opened up TOS position, waiting for the exit trigger on OA, but interfered and manually closed the position in TOS. forgot about the bot. Now does the bot still send the exit order to TOS? If you already closed it, even if the bot sent the order would be non-existent and it wouldn't do anything, right? But you can manually trade inside of the bot. So you can manually open a position, manually close. That's why I tell everyone, we built out that manual trading to interfere if you want to, so that you do it within the bot, and then that frees up a space immediately for a new trade. Does that help? What would be the deal if the server outages and sync up with the broker after the service is back online? So if any of the data feeds, brokers or whatever go down, or any of the bots go down or whatever, they have, they're stateful. So they basically reboot themselves and replay and catch up to where they need to be automatically. Yep, we built that in. Yeah, the buttons are cool. Some of the really cool things you can do, you can build buttons into your bot dashboard, like click a button. To me, I would run that through and I would build buttons that say 25% profit, 50% profit, 75% profit buttons, liquidate everything buttons. Yep. So this is a good one too. I'll answer this one, then we'll wrap it up. This one and one other one. Yeah, will I share all the bots that I make? Yes, for sure. So let me explain smart pricing. And I'm telling you, I think that smart pricing basically is going to do it for everybody. If you understand how smart pricing works, actually, let me just bring it up so you guys can see this. Is this fair? I'll show you guys how it works. Loading up the demo. There's just a couple demo slides. Don't get too excited. Not doing the full demo. The button to trigger or activate bots is just right on the top. Right when you're in a bot, you can just activate a bot and just be good to go there. Okay, so you should see my screen here. Thank you. I appreciate that. So TOS is the only broker, yep. And then we have other integrations we've signed that we're building out. So here's how smart pricing works. Smart pricing, when the bot says it's going to enter an order, so it goes through all the filters, goes through all the things to enter an order. What it does is it dynamically figures out the spread width live during the time. And based on some of the settings and parameters that you'll have access to, because you can make these more aggressive, more conservative if you want to. For example, this one says, identify the maximum spread that I'll take, which is 60% of the width. So you're willing to go 60% of the spread width. It will fire its first order at 250. It will wait 10 seconds, fire a next order at 253. Wait for a fill. If it doesn't get a fill, fire another order 10 seconds later at 256. Boom, you got filled. This is how I think that it improves at least the opportunity to get better pricing, because most of the time we all just default to mid. And if we don't do this process of firing orders, which also takes a bunch of your time and energy and resources, why not just let technology and the bots do that for you on every single order? And by the way, you can do this on both sides, right? So getting out of a position, it starts, or if you're just selling it for a credit, it starts at 270. Maybe this type of smart pricing entry, you change the parameters and it does 3-second price drops every 30 seconds. So now it's a little bit more conservative. It's not rushing through the bid-ask spread. And again, you'll have some control over how you can do this. But that now starts to fire an order at 270, waits 30 seconds. If it doesn't get filled, cancels, fires another order at 267, waits. If it doesn't get filled, cancels, fires another order at 264. And then if the order gets filled, you're in. Is that pretty cool? Someone's like, boom, I'm in. Excellent. Isn't that cool? Nobody has this. And by the way, you can do it in as little as 3-second increments if you wanted to. That's all included in Elite Lifetime. Is that pretty cool? Correct. Can the bots take in IV and theta considerations? Yep. You can build stuff around that. Yep. Nice. Yep. Can we get alerts from the bot? You can get emails when the mobile app is available. When we build that out, you'll be able to get push. Can I push back tonight's deadline? No, I'm sorry, I can't. I wish I could, but we can't. Can it be linked to other platforms like MT4? Not right now. Nope. Not for Forex markets. Not right now. Normally we should not wait more than 30 seconds to make a decision. You can make it as flexible as you want. So the reason we gave you the ability with smart pricing to do as little as 3 seconds for the different orders is because if you are doing the kind of ludicrous mode intraday, you might want to fire things really, really fast. We could interfere with or basically have the ability to do crypto in the future. It's just not a lot of brokers have that availability. So I'm not totally writing it off, but I don't know if we would do it. How can I change the time frames? So inside of the bots themselves, you'll have settings for smart pricing depending on how you want to use it for that particular entry and that particular order. Same thing on the exit. So you can be really aggressive and conservative getting into a trade, and you can be aggressive and conservative getting out of it. And yes, I think this is why I've been telling people, like, smart pricing to me is now going to be the default. Once you saw that, don't you agree? Like, why would you use limit orders and arbitrarily try to pick the mid price? At least try for better pricing. That makes sense? Have you considered opening up a mutual fund? No. One, mutual funds are terrible. So I wouldn't suggest anybody use them because they're just tax inefficient. But then two, we just are building software. I think the software that we're building helps so many more people. Can your bot trade on multiple broker websites? Yes. If you have different connections, you can trade multiple different connections with brokers. Can I use log charts for technical analysis? You can use whatever the technical setups are in there. So if you have very specific ones you use, like we do have EMAs and all that other stuff, like how they use it. But if you want to do like charting for technicals and you want to physically look at the chart, you do that. Can you manage a bot so it doesn't break pattern day trading rules? Yes, we built these out actually yesterday and on the demo the other day too. But you can just set a rule inside of your bot that says if the position's not been opened, right, or has been open for a day, then do something. So you can build that rule right in. Cool. Wow. Does the bot take care of accidentally not closing any of the strikes, legs already in the position, trading, and placed in a different type of order? Well, if there's interference with legs, it would just handle it just like there is now. Like if you close a leg someplace else and you run interference, then yeah, the bot would not do anything because there would be no leg there. Can you please explain the rollout timing and dates again for those who just signed up for Elite? So yeah, so we will start giving out access next week to the first group. That'll be the first 10 or so people randomly assigned. Once those people are good to go, could take a week. I want to work with those people, make sure they're good, make sure there's no issues, right? Then we do the next larger group in a snowball fashion, like 40, 50. Then the next larger group, 50, 100, 200, 500 at a time, 2,000 at a time. That could go very fast, but it could also take a little bit of time. And that's why we're doing lifetime. We're not putting you on the clock and saying you have to pay monthly anymore. We're giving you a sweet, sweet deal so that you are flexible and patient with the rollout process. That makes sense? I'm from Brazil. Can you explain what Elite does? It's just the level that you could sign up at. Go ahead and check out the demo and the website there. Elite's just the level that you're at. Yep. Said, having used bots in the past, I'm incredibly impressed by the system and the offer. Thanks. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Appreciate that very much. Can we trade across brokers? Yeah, I think I did that one. This is a good question too. I'm a pro member now. Do I get some of the fees refunded? We do this automatically, but if you have ever bought any of our like research products, toolbox software before, or if you're a pro member, we refund all the research and toolbox software because it's included in lifetime. And we credit back the last 60 days of your pro membership. Whether you ask for us to do this or not, we do it for you. We've had a lot of people who have emailed us and they're like, I saw you sent money back. Is something wrong? And I'm like, nope, we're just sending the money back that we are doing to everybody. So that's the deal that we did for everyone. If you've been a pro member, we'll credit the last 60 days towards your upgrade. And we do this after you upgrade automatically. It's a couple days for the refunds to go through, depending on your card or your bank or whatever, but we do it automatically for you. Is that cool? Lifetime right now until tonight at midnight is essentially $2,000. There's a couple of payment plans. If you need a payment plan, 2Pay, 3Pay, 4Pay, shoot us an email, team@OptionAlpha. Everyone's curious about people that have signed up. I can't give you the specific number, but I can tell you thousands upon thousands upon thousands. Will there be a level below pro in the future? Thanks, appreciate you signing up. Yes, there will be levels below pro. We will offer some light, I think we're going to call them light or plus levels when we launch publicly. They'll have access to maybe a handful of bots, 2, 3, 4 bots with an hour scan. Does that make sense? All right, cool. I'm going to wrap it up there. I think we're at a pretty good pace, and I need to get back to these emails and get back to the house with the family, kids, wife for treating and getting set up tonight. So thank you guys so much for joining in here. Really appreciate your guys' time. If you're interested, if you want to join us, awesome. Thank you so much. If you have any other follow-up questions, try to get them into us. Try to keep them short and sweet. I have our whole team working today, helping out. But I know we're not going to get to everyone's questions if you're too late to get them in. So try to keep them short and sweet. A lot of people have emailed in like book type format, and I'm trying to reply back and go, hey, just keep it like short and sweet, like not how should I start trading iron condors and how do I adjust an iron condor. I want to answer those questions, but just not today because I want to focus on if you have questions about upgrading or not. So somebody said people who didn't find out about this now, I know they're going to be kicking themselves. I know, I can feel it right now. Like tomorrow, people are going to be ticked off that the price went up and they're like, I just found out about this. I didn't know about this. I know, I get it, but we got to stop at some point. So cool. Thank you guys so much for joining in here. If you guys like what we're doing, please share it online. Share Option Alpha, spread the word about what we're doing. I'm trying to make a pretty good community in here. Masterclasses, just email Caesar. We'll get you those links, but they are on YouTube. Thank you, Karen. Karen is not a paid spokesperson, by the way. Like, we don't pay anybody to be a spokesperson in there for that. So thanks, Karen. I appreciate it. So thank you guys so much for being here. But yeah, if you guys need links to anything, just send us an email, team@OptionAlpha. Okay, Caesar? We'll get you those links to those masterclass stuff, okay? Have a great night, everyone. Thank you guys so much. We'll talk to you guys soon. I'll be up all night, midnight, making sure that at the stroke of midnight that we throw everything over and change all the links. So please get it in there before then, or make sure that you send us your questions if you have them, okay? We'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Until next time.